Welcome back to the Student Section Podcast, a podcast for student athletes by students. I'm Luca DiRienzo alongside first-time co-hosts Cecelia and Maddy, and then we're going to take a deep dive into water polo. We're here with Paige Naegle. Paige, thank you for joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Of course, thank you. I want to ask you first, the entire team, the entire water polo team here at Marist, there's not many local people, right? There's a lot of people from California, people from New Zealand. So with that, why did y'all choose Marist?
Okay, well, a lot of us are from California because California is like a really big hotspot for water polo. That's where it's like biggest in this country. It's really not popular on the East Coast at all. But I ended up at Marist because I really liked our coach, Coach Chris. He's really social with all the players, and he made it feel like it was a fun environment where we'd be still participating in a serious sport, but also having fun and like making friends. And he just presented the opportunity as more of an exciting opportunity than the other schools, I felt like.
What made you hear of Marist first? Did you get recruited? Did he reach out to you, or is it more something where you found it and you reached out?
Well, actually, one of our players who graduated last year, Ella Baumgarten, she played with me in high school.
Okay.
And she committed here first.
Okay.
And that was the first time I ever heard of Marist. I didn't even know what it was until I saw her commitment post on Instagram. And she really liked it here, and I came on my official, and I had so much fun, and I knew this was the spot.
Is there a lot of people on the team who know each other previously since it's in California?
Yeah, actually, there's 3 of us right now that are from my high school.
Okay.
Shout out Newport Harbor.
Yeah, a powerhouse.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, so there's 3 of us from there, and one of my really good friends on the team, Layla, she was our rival in high school, actually.
Okay.
So
I'm curious, was your high school a very serious sports school, like very sports focused?
I would say in water polo it was, yeah. We had a men's and a women's program, and it was like really, really serious. There were 9 girls in my graduating class, and 8 out of the 9 of us committed to play water polo.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's 7 on the in the pool at one time, right? Including the goalie?
6 in the field and 1 in the goal.
So for the people who aren't too invested in water polo, kind of explain, some strategy, without giving away your own, but some strategy and how, the treading works and everything like that. The one-handed rule, which I think is crazy.
Right. Okay. So when people ask me what water polo is, I kind of equate it to basketball and soccer because it looks like a soccer field, I feel like, with the big nets and the big goals. But it's similar to basketball where we have like a center and a center defender. And we're working for post-ups and drives just like in basketball. So, yeah, that's like the simplest explanation I can give without complicating it and confusing you guys.
Does it translate to basketball or soccer in real life? Like, were you a multiple sport athlete in high school? No?
No, I tried out dance and gymnastics when I was little, but hated both of them, so I ended up in water polo.
What made you hate them?
I don't know. My coaches, they were bad. I didn't like them very much. So
what makes a good coach? You mentioned your coach now being a good coach, making the culture good.
Well, Chris really, really focuses on culture. So we have team meetings every Wednesday where they last an hour long. For like the last 10 minutes we talk X's and O's, but up until that we're just talking about team culture and like team dynamics and how we can be better teammates for each other and how we can uplift each other and make each other better all the time. Right now we're listening to a book from a Navy SEAL veteran, and it's actually really cool. Wow. And he's trying to equate that into water polo terms. So Chris, you can tell he cares about us as people, not just athletes. So it makes me want to be better for him and my teammates.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned from him? That's a pretty straight question right there.
Yeah, that's a tough question. Man, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to circle back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious. I have a question. So water polo is like a little foreign to me. Like growing up, I played like lacrosse and hockey. So I'm curious, like if you were to walk us through a day of practice, like what do like warm-ups look like? Like what are some like training you guys do to like stay fit to be able to like tread that long in the water?
Yeah, okay. So every day before we even jump in the pool, we have to like warm up with exercise bands, like stretch our shoulders out and our legs out. Because shoulder injuries are so common in water polo.
Oh, wow.
In swim, too, just in general, because you're using your shoulders so much. But also we all have, like, severe shoulder issues from throwing the ball so much and whatever. So we have to warm up with the bands, like, as much as possible So we do that for like 20 minutes before we can even get in the pool. And he always makes us do a swim set every day. We didn't used to do that when I was first on the team, but now we're so much better because we swim so much and we're so in shape. And practices last like 3 hours or so. And then after practice, we have lift 3 times a week.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so we're getting as strong as possible every day of the week, it feels
Okay,
like.
I'm curious. What is a swim set? Is it just like a bunch of laps, or?
Yeah, just a
Okay.
bunch of laps. So our pool here at Marist, actually, you have to move the bulkhead, which is like the walkway that goes across the water. So we start by swimming first, and then we move the bulkhead, and then we're in water polo mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much does cardio play in? You know, obviously you're treading you can't touch the ground.
Yeah.
So is there ever a time where you're out there and you genuinely feel like you can't continue? How does substitutions work in that regard?
So subbing it's really frequent in water polo. So the game stops every time a goal is scored.
Okay.
And there's like probably on average like 15 goals to 20 goals scored per game between both teams.
Wow.
So you're able to sub a lot, and then you can sub during like quarter breaks, halftime, whatever. And there's also a lot of timeouts that happen. So subbing's really frequent, but yeah, you do notice sometimes if there's like a long stretch where goals aren't scored and you're just going up and down the pool, you can definitely tell when you're getting more tired. So
You mentioned shoulder injury. Is there any like with the treading lower body injuries that occur as well, or is that just more like a you got to stretch before you get into the pool?
you got to stretch, but yeah, sometimes we'll get like knee problems too from the egg beater motion, which is it's like this but with your legs, kind of. Yeah, it's like a full body sport. Like other sports mainly utilize like certain parts of your body more, but yeah, water polo is really every head to toe.
Yeah.
It's everything.
That's honestly like so impressive. Like that's really cool. Going back to like the shoulder and injuries, have you experienced like an injury that's like set you out for a while, or?
No, fortunately, that's like so rare in water polo. Like, knock on wood, someone find me some wood. No, I've been good so far. Every now and then, like my shoulder bothers me, but it's nothing crazy. So I'm really grateful for that.
Good.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
In terms of the band workouts, you know, are they more like, I guess is sort of, are they more cardio related or strength related?
More strength.
Strength,
Like stretching, yeah.
just to
Throwing
build up the
motions
shoulder and make sure
yeah.
everything's good. Is there a strategy to, like a power to finesse strategy where you like when you're shooting or when you're moving throughout? Is there, you mentioned like the rules like basketball, is there a player who's quicker than the other, or is there a prototypical build for a water polo player where you have all these qualities and go through, or is someone stronger than the other and then someone's faster than the other?
There's all different shapes and sizes of water polo players. Like you get a lot of taller, thinner girls, and they're like they're better at swimming, so they'll maybe be better at counterattacks. And like I'm really good at posting up, or at least I think I am. I like to say that I am. Yeah, it's usually like stronger, bigger players are like center positions, or like goalies are usually longer.
I could see how it's like similar to basketball. Like usually the center's tallest guy out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
Okay.
So what position do you play?
I'm rostered as utility, which means I can do anything. Although in water polo, it really doesn't matter. Like you can sub anyone anywhere. It's not like, I don't know much about soccer, but it's not like offsides where certain players can't go anywhere. You can pretty
What
much.
position do you like to play the most then?
I'm an attacker, an outside attacker. So I shoot from the outside or I drive and post up a lot too.
So you must have like a pretty strong like shot.
I think I do. Yeah.
I watch a lot of the gameplay, and it seems like the strategy isn't just to throw the ball through the net. You want to bounce it on the water. I've seen that a lot. Is that
Sometimes, yeah.
mostly the strategy, or is it you change it up most of the time?
You change it up. It totally depends on the goalie you're shooting on. Like a lot of goalies that are longer, you'll notice we call it their halo, which is like envision a halo around them. That's like within their wingspan. So it depends on like the length of the goalie. Some of them are better at jumping, and some with really long arms, it's easier to skip the ball under because their arms are so long they can't really move like this motion as easily. So it's all a part of the scouting report that we do before games.
I always wonder, like, a sport like water polo, I mean, it really is one of the hardest sports out there, and I think a lot of the hardest sports don't get the appreciation it deserves. Like, when I was in high school, I was a wrestler and a football player. And football, I always felt like, obviously wrestling was harder than football, but football got more of the attention. How do you stay motivated knowing, us three coming here and asking you so much about the sport, like, how do you stay motivated with it being considered a niche sport? And then how do you, what's a line you would use to draw people out to watch the games?
Well, I would say our team every year that I've been here, it's gotten better and better, and you can see as we get better, more people want to come to our games. And every time someone's come to a game, they leave with saying, that was really fun to watch. Like, I had no idea what was going on, but that was really fun to watch. And I feel like there's not a lot of rules that are, like, hard to understand or hard to keep up with, so it's pretty easy to follow what's going on in the game, even if you don't really know. Like, you can kind of guess and, keep up as best you can. So people have fun with it. So I always try and tell them, like, everyone says it's fun. I promise it's fun. And I also tell them it's a fast-paced game. So, like, as much as I love, like, watching, like, baseball and football, it's a little slow sometimes. Right. But water polo is, like, go, 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 go. And it's an hour and 15 minutes at the max.
Right.
So.
You mentioned the rules. I wanted to ask you about the physicality of the game. Obviously, you can't drown someone. Well, maybe you can. But what is there in terms of fouls given, in terms of penalties, and in terms of what's illegal and what's not illegal? Like, go to a little bit of depth with that regard.
Yeah. So there's exclusions, which kind of like hockey, you're kicked out of the pool for. Our exclusions are only 20 seconds at a time, though, and it's called a power play, like a 6-on-5 power play. So we love playing. We focus a lot on, like, offense and defense for those, and, like, our stats for it. And our coach will always say, like, hey, our percentage this game so far is da 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 da. We gotta raise it up, or, like, you guys are doing great, keep it up, whatever it is. So those are the 6-on-5 power plays, and then there's also penalty shots, which are 5-meter shots. So you take a shot from 5 meters away from the goal, and Ines Sanchez, our goalie, she's actually phenomenal at blocking 5-meter shots. She's, like, one of the best goalies I've ever seen at blocking those, so it's really, really cool seeing her, like, block those all the time.
What prompts a free shot?
It's either, like, it's based off of positioning. So, like, if the center player within the mouth of the goal, and you have to be around 2 meters for it to happen. And when I say, like, 2 meters, 5 meters, it's that distance away from, like, the mouth of the cage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're around 2 meters and within the mouth of the goal and you get inside water, so it's like the goal, then your defender, and you get the ball between the defender and the goal, you'll be awarded with a 5-meter most of the time.
Okay. And then in terms of strategy offensively and defensively, they say defense wins championships. You mentioned your goalie, who is phenomenal at blocking. But it seems like in a game like water polo, the main objective is to have possession of the ball as much as possible. I mean, you have a 30-second shot clock, so you have to get it out. But in terms of shooting, is it more vital to have more explosive offense or a more dominant defense?
That's a tough question. I guess I'd say defense. Like you said, defense wins championships. You really can't win without defense. But even offense, like, if you don't have a powerful offense, like, nothing's going to work for you. So aggression works in our favor a lot of the time on offense. I'd say that's like a really big factor for us this year. We have a lot of aggressive players on offense. We're good at shooting the ball. We're good at driving. We make stuff happen. We can make something out of almost nothing a lot of the times. So that's what's working for us this year, I'd say.
You guys are nationally ranked. You mentioned culture and mentality earlier. 2 pieces associated with that. One, how do you guys stay humble and driven to, stay hungry? One. And 2, how do you guys get in games where it might be physical and you keep your composure?
Okay, well, how do we stay humble? I'll answer that one first. So we had a few weeks ago, we played 10th ranked Fresno State. We played them in Arizona, and we won, and we beat them by 3 goals, I think. And that was like an incredible ego boost for our whole team. And then we were ranked 12th, and that's the highest ranking our program has ever gotten ever. So with those 2 back-to-back, and I think the week before we beat Wagner, who is our biggest rival. So all 3 of those things back-to-back, we were on cloud 9. Like, that was insane for our whole program. And I don't know, it kind of gives us a confidence boost a little bit, and we were running with that for a while. We were all really excited to play and really excited to compete because we kind of developed more faith in ourselves after seeing that we could do that. But like this past weekend, we kind of went into a game that we should have taken more seriously, and we were losing at the beginning. It was the first game of the weekend, actually, and our coach sat us down after and was like, you guys needed this to kind of like reflect on how you've been playing, and like you can't let the rankings and whatever get to your head. So I think there's highs and lows, and you just got to work off of each one and take each one with a grain of salt and use it to get better.
Absolutely. You also mentioned Wagner. It was around 10 years since you guys beat them last. So you mentioned being on cloud 9.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh my gosh, it was so cool because we consistently lose to them in the MAAC championship. I think 2 of the 3 years I've played in the MAAC championship, we lost to Wagner, I believe. And every year we get so close, whether it's like a regular season game or the MAAC championship, like we get so close to beating them, and we know we can do it. And this year, like, finally proved it to everyone that we could finally do it. And I know all the girls that just graduated last year and a bunch of alumni, like people we don't even know, people that graduated years ago that no one's even met before, are like somehow getting in contact with our coach and messaging us. Like, everyone was so excited for us. So that was like really, really special.
Have you guys had any experiences like that in your time?
I'd have to say when I played hockey, yes, we had like one really big rival. I played like travel, and like we every year after year like couldn't beat them, and then we went to states and were finally able to beat them. So I could understand like that feeling,
right,
and
Yeah.
so I have to ask, going back to when you were in Arizona and you guys like travel a lot, what is like the team dynamic on your road trips? Because I remember like that's a big part of like being on the team and like keeping each other motivated. Like, do you guys have any rituals or like traditions that you guys do on road trips, or what does that look like?
Oh my gosh, we travel so much. It's insane. Like, I got back 24 hours ago, a little over 24 hours ago from California. Yeah, it was our 3rd time to the West Coast this year. So we fly a lot with the team, actually. So we're together like what feels like 24/7.
Yeah.
And when we're not together, we're in class or we're sleeping. That's what it feels like. So we just try and keep the vibes high. We try and we give each other space when we need it. You can tell when everyone's like exhausted and it's like silence on the bus. But yeah, we just try and be like as happy and as positive as possible together.
You guys have any like games you play to pass the time, like look at license plates and all that?
No, I had a bad experience with a license plate game. We don't do that. I don't do that anymore.
Oh,
No, we don't need to get into that. If you know, you know. But yeah, it was. We don't play that one anymore. But I don't know. We sit in like class order. That's like a tradition. Like seniors at the front of the bus, and freshmen in the back. And it's kind of different on airplanes because I don't know who books our flights for us, but it's always random. So we always like make fun of each other. Ange, who's 5 foot tall on our team, she's like the smallest person ever. She always somehow gets the economy plus seat. Like, she gets upgraded like every single time. And there's girls that are like 6 foot, 6'1" on our team, and they're like in the back of the plane, like squeezed. Yeah.
Good for her. And that's your goalie, right?
No, that's Ines, our goalie.
Ines, okay.
Ange actually went to high school with me. She's a sophomore on our team.
Right, okay.
What has been the worst? Well, I'll say we'll do both. What has been the best and worst traveling experience for you?
Oh, I don't know.
You're asking too many questions at once, man.
We actually travel to VMI every year, Virginia Military Institute, which is like an 8-hour bus ride away. That's the longest bus ride we take, and I actually have so much fun on the bus with that.
Oh, yeah?
We all bring, so everyone, we discovered that dog beds, like the car seat dog beds that like envision like a hammock almost. They're for the back seat of a car.
I think I've seen this on TikTok.
Yeah, someone figured out my freshman year that those are like really cool for the bus. So almost everyone has one of those. Or like our coach brings a whole-on air mattress. He has this whole setup. He's got his like bus bag that he calls it, and it has his sleeping bag, his like inflatable air mattress, and everything. So we all take up the aisle with like our beds and everything. And okay, this is a really cool memory. Everyone like climbs on top of the seats. We're like crawling on top of the seats to get from one end of the bus to the other, and that's like always so much fun, and we just have fun together on the bus. So I like bus rides just in general. I don't know if I have a worst experience.
Good.
So
Good. Maybe the red eyes, like those are tough. We take those a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get back on like Monday morning, 10 a.m. and Chris is like, okay, see you at practice. See you at practice tomorrow and be at class today.
Yeah.
So how do you balance all that travel with your classwork?
I really don't know. I mean, I've been doing it since like high school. Like my life has always been like this, where you wake up, you go to practice, you go to class, you go to practice again, you do homework and you go to bed. Like we're all pretty used to it, but I just try and keep my life, I try and separate my lives. Like I try and separate water polo from like being a student, and like I have friends outside of water polo that I try to not keep separate, but you know, it keeps my life as balanced as possible. Otherwise I'll get lost in being like a water polo player. Absolutely.
You need that balance in life.
100%. What's the hardest part about that balance? Because you said you separated it. Is it the sleep, or is it the workload?
For me as a business major, I don't really have that crazy of a workload, if I'm being honest.
Rumors are true.
Yeah, don't tell the professors though.
Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, the workload's really not that hard. It's the sleep, because we practice not that early. Swim's in there before we are every day in the pool, so fortunately it's not that early, but we practice in the morning every day, so we have to be up early. So we try to get to bed early, but it's hard when you have homework and class and everything. But I don't know, it's just life. Like having a hard job, I feel like it's
like routine for you now.
Yeah, it's just routine.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
So as like a senior now, I can't believe it's almost spring break. Like this is our last week, and then when we come back, I feel like it's gonna fly by. So what are some things you think you're gonna like miss the most?
Oh my gosh.
And sorry, like
like
question, but
so sad.
Not to make you cry over there.
Like everything. I've lived with my roommates, who are my teammates and like my best friends. Yeah. All 4 years that I've been here, and it's been like the most fun living with them. So probably being their roommate. Yeah, and like being so close with all your people all the time. Like I live with them, I practice with them, I have class with them. If I want to hang out with them, they're like upstairs or in the building across the street. Right. Like everyone's so close to each other, and I love that about being in college. I think it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you think after you graduate, will you continue to play like leisurely, or because I know you mentioned some of them went to the same high school as you as well?
Yeah. I don't know. There's not a lot in the United States to do like after college if you're not on like the United States team. Yeah. There's more like club teams in Europe and other countries, so maybe I'll go to Europe.
Speaking of Europe, you went abroad. Did you play on a team in when you were abroad?
Yeah, so I went to Florence. That was like the coolest experience of my life. Highly recommend. Mm-hmm. Our coach knows some of the Italian teams over there. And actually one of the girls on our team right now, Margarita, she's from Florence, and her mom is the assistant coach for the Florence team. Wow. Or maybe she's not a coach, but she helps out with it. So Margarita was actually a freshman when I was in Italy. So I met Margarita's mom before I met Margarita, which is funny. Yeah, but we were able to practice with them a few times. We didn't do it that often because we were trying to
travel, and
we were pretty busy. But that was really cool actually. They were always speaking Italian, so like most of the time I didn't know what was going on, but it was still really fun.
Are there any like cognates there? Is like, oh, okay, ball. I don't know Italian. I can't.
I don't know. We really only went to practice a few times, but
I didn't pick anything up.
No, not really. One funny story. In America, we're like super competitive at practice. Like coaches will yell at you if you like go easy on your teammate. Apparently, it's not really the same culture. At least at that club that I was practicing with, and I blocked someone's shot. It was just a like routine practice drill, like nothing crazy. And they all start talking. They were like 16 years old, by the way. Oh, they all start talking Italian to each other and like looking at me and giving me dirty looks. And I'm like, what's going on here? And my Ines was with me, actually. She was practicing at the same time. And Ines, of course, she's from Spain, so she speaks Spanish. So she kind of understood Italian a little bit better. She's like, Paige, you got to calm down. Like, they're mad at you. Like, you're embarrassing yourself. I'm like, what? I didn't know this.
You were too good.
Yeah, exactly.
No, don't wait. That was not what I was trying to say. No. Yeah, but that was like really embarrassing. I'm like, are these 16-year-olds bullying me right now? Like, what's going on here? I don't speak your language.
You mentioned we've been talking about the comparison to basketball, and in basketball overseas they do play the game differently. It's more team oriented, and NBA I'd say it's more superstar dominated. Did you notice? I mean, college is different than pro, but did you notice any difference like that when you were overseas? A difference in play, or is it more just?
Yeah, actually, so there's like international rules, and then there's rules in America. Okay. They're very similar, but international, they let more aggressive play happen. So a lot of the Europeans on our team actually have like a hard adjustment period where they're like a little too aggressive, and they get a lot of calls against them for it. Yeah, but it was just like chill practice, so it was nothing crazy. No like official referees at the practice, so like nothing crazy, but. Yeah, there is a difference in aggression, I'd say, between the Italian program and here.
Was it hard for you to integrate back then when you came back here?
No. Well, actually, not like because of playing with Italy, because I wasn't playing. Because I had taken like 9 months off, like from the summer, and then the whole semester I was abroad. And we have like Hell Week in the beginning of January. We were in Florida, actually, and you try and practice over winter break as much as possible. Like, I'll go back to my high school and, like, beat up on some high schoolers for a little bit. It's actually so much fun. All the alumni, like, we all go over winter break, and we just practice together. It's like old times. Yeah, so you try and practice as much as possible, but sometimes getting back into it is really hard.
Yeah.
Tell me about Hell Week. That sounds interesting. You said you go to Florida for it?
Yeah, so the past 2 years we've been to Orlando, but the 2 years before that, we were in Poughkeepsie. We stayed here. And it's just a lot of hours, a lot of swim sets, just really hard trainings. He's just trying to get us like back into shape as quick as possible. And there's not like a long window too, because season starts like end of January pretty much. So you only have like 2 or 3 weeks to really get back into it. So yeah, it's got to be serious with the short time we have.
Yeah. What's the vibe of everyone there? Are they all like stressed out about it, or is it more chill? Okay.
No, we're stressed. Yeah, we're like by the end of it, we're like half alive, like stumbling out of McCann. Like it's tough. I remember my freshman year, we'd have double days, so like 2 days, 2 practices per day, and Layla was my roommate freshman year. Layla McCarroll, she's on our team. The two of us, we would wake up, go to practice, go home, take a nap, go to practice again, go home, go to bed at like 7 p.m. and wake up 12 hours later and do it again. And we were like sleeping through the night for 12 hours, like for a week straight, because we were so tired the whole time.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. I have to ask, going back to like the physicality and aggression, have there ever been games where it's gotten like chirpy, or do you have any memories of like, wow, this team, or like even you guys yourself, like does it get physical and like chirpy?
Oh, very much so. I'm a very aggressive player. I try not to be.
Yeah.
But I am.
Human nature.
Yeah, it's just in my nature. I think I'm what they would call a hothead. When people scout me for it, like everyone knows it's not a secret. Like if you get in my suit, that's a phrase. If you get in my head, kinda like I get affected by it, and I do play aggressively, and a few girls on our team do too. When we played Wagner, actually, one of the Wagner girls punched one of our teammates in the face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was like really uncalled for. Really not cool.
That's not allowed, right?
No, not at all.
I assume she got more than the penalty box for that.
No.
Oh, really?
No,
oh, wow.
The refs didn't even catch it.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
Wow. But it's on film, and like you can see it on her face. Like she has a cut and a bruise and whatnot. So yeah, wow. it gets aggressive sometimes, and like usually higher level games, higher stakes games, like it gets pretty violent sometimes.
Wow. Has there ever been a huge brawl?
Not really.
That's probably for the best.
Not really.
I've hit pretty hard a few times, kicked pretty hard a few times, but I'm good at protecting myself. So,
do people get kicked out, or has anyone on your team gotten kicked out for being too physical or like punching someone in the face?
It can happen. It's never happened in a game that like I've played in. I've seen it happen in other games, but none that I've experienced, fortunately.
You mentioned the kicking. I assume there's way more kicking than there is punching. It's
when it's underwater, it's very easy to just no one will ever know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So has there ever been a time where a kick has been called, or is it just subtle every time?
Oh no, I get called for kicks twice a game at least. Like there's push off kicks, like if you're using it to get an advantage for your positioning kind of. You'll get called for an offensive, they turn the ball over, or a kick out if you're on defense. Those are pretty natural though. Those aren't crazy oh my gosh, she kicked me. Those happen pretty often, but there's some times where I see the refs looking that way and I'm like, this girl is misbehaving, so I just kick her so hard. But
are there any water polo movies that we don't know about that we should watch that you have watched?
None that I know of.
Okay.
Never seen a water polo movie.
I just figured I'd ask.
So there's a gap in the market. We got to get on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Write it down.
Yeah. Someone get on that.
What would a water polo movie look like?
I don't know.
The same script. Probably something goes wrong, and then all of a sudden there's a triumph at the end.
Yeah.
And everyone lives happily.
The last point in the big game.
Whoosh. Yeah, slow motion. Yeah, absolutely.
The underdogs win.
Yep.
So when you're playing, there is outdoor pools that you play in, right? Mm-hmm. Is there a preference that you like, indoor or outdoor?
We love outdoor.
Yeah.
We love outdoor because we don't see the sun enough over here. So when we go to the West Coast, every pool is outdoor. 95% of them are outdoor. So we were just there and we were on the pool deck, tanning as much as possible, getting as much sun in as we possibly could. We love it.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the, aside from the travel itself, but what's the best memory you have in a different place after traveling?
Well, when we go to SoCal, that's where almost everyone, no, actually, I think everyone that's from California is from SoCal. So when we go to SoCal, we're allowed to stay in our own homes. And it's good for the program because the program saves some money. We get to spend it on other things. And then it's good for the players because we get some time at home with our families. So yeah, I just spent the weekend in my own house with my own family.
Nice. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. So we love doing that. And he lets us take friends with us. So I take Ines with me. Yeah. Or I took her with me this past weekend.
Is there ever going to be a tournament in New Zealand?
I don't think so. Although Chris does, he's been trying to do an international trip every 4 years. So my sophomore year, we actually got to go to Greece.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it was so much fun. That was really cool. We were actually there 2 years ago, right now. It was during spring break.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
How does that compare to Greece compared to Italy?
I don't know. It's really different. I played more water polo in Greece because I went there to play water polo. But that was cool. We got to scrimmage some local teams. We weren't always speaking the same language, but everyone was just having fun. We weren't really there to beat each other up and win the game. We were just kind of there to bond as a team, get some new experiences in, have fun. It was a really cool experience, and we did some sightseeing, so it was really cool.
Wow. All right.
For those who don't know you, what's one thing you'd like everyone to know about you as an athlete?
Oh man, I don't know. I have no idea.
Because you're a captain, right? What did everyone see in you that propelled you to that role?
It was definitely Chris. Chris has been probably my, aside from my parents, Chris has been my biggest advocate since I've joined this team. So in high school, like I said, our program was super serious. I really wasn't that good in high school. Most of our players were the best of the best. So if you're not the best of the best, you just don't see the water. And that's just the unfortunate truth. So I didn't really get much playing time in high school, so I was kind of overlooked. And I didn't really have much confidence in myself, I'd say. And then I got to college, and Chris was like, you are capable. I see something in you. That's why you're here. And it took a year or two for me to figure that out, but he just kept pushing, and he never let me give up on myself. As cliche as that sounds, he really encouraged me to have trust in myself. And without the confidence that he put in me, I don't think I'd be a captain. I wouldn't be a starter. I wouldn't be even close to competent at all in water polo. So now that I know what that difference is between having no confidence in yourself and knowing that you are capable, I try and encourage my teammates as much as possible.
Well, that's a great answer.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I want to thank you for joining us today. That's all the time we got.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Alongside Cecelia and Maddy, I'm Luca DiRienzo. That's all the time we got for you. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me. I had so much fun.